What if the Mothman isn't predicting disasters, but causing them?
For more than half a century, the Mothman has occupied a unique place in American folklore. A creature described as a tall, humanoid figure with enormous wings and piercing red eyes, seen most famously around the town of Point Pleasant in the mid-60s. The first well-known sighting occurred on a quiet November night, when two young couples reported a large winged being chasing their car along a lonely roadside. In the weeks that followed, similar encounters spread across the region. People described a creature that seemed to move without sound, appear without warning, and vanish before anyone could approach. At first, these stories were dismissed as fear, imagination, or the result of late-night nerves. But everything changed 1 year later, when tragedy struck. On December 15, 1967, the Silver Bridge, a major steel suspension bridge carrying hundreds of commuters, suddenly collapsed during the evening rush. 46 people were killed, and the disaster shocked the nation. In the aftermath, dozens of witnesses insisted they had seen the Mothman perched on or near the bridge in the days leading up to the collapse. To them, the creature had not been a monster, but a warning, a silent messenger appearing at the very moment when fate was about to shift. This connection between the Mothman and impending catastrophe would become one of the most persistent elements of the legend. Over the decades, similar reports emerged from distant corners of the world. Some claim the creature was seen before the Chernobyl meltdown in 1986, describing a black bird gliding above the reactor months before the explosion. Others recall sightings before the Fukushima tsunami, where witnesses reported a winged figure hovering near the shoreline shortly before the wave struck. Although none of these accounts are verified by official records, they form part of a growing mythos. The idea that the Mothman appears as a harbinger of disaster, a supernatural signal that something catastrophic is about to occur. But while folklore interprets the creature as a prophet, science considers a different possibility. In physics, time and causality do not always behave in the neat, linear sequence we expect. At the quantum scale, events can influence each other across distances, and particles behave differently when observed. This is known as the observer effect, the idea that the simple act of witnessing can change the behavior of the system being measured. It raises an unsettling question. If observation can alter outcomes at the smallest scales, what happens when the observer is not human? And what if the observer is not bound by the same rules of time that we are? Some theoretical physicists propose that entities capable of moving through time or interacting with quantum fields might not simply foresee events, they might destabilize them. Under this interpretation, the Mothman is not a messenger, but a catalyst. Its presence could collapse unstable probabilities toward a single catastrophic outcome, much like a measurement forces a particle to choose one state over another. What folklore sees as prophecy, physics might see as interference, a non-human observer entering a fragile system at the worst possible moment, turning potential danger into inevitable disaster. This concept, known among speculative researchers as the Mothman Paradox, blends myth with modern scientific thought. If the creature is real, it may exist in a space where folklore and physics overlap, of being perceived as a symbol of doom, not because it predicts tragedy, but because its presence is woven into the chain of events that leads to it. Whether biological anomaly, interdimensional traveler, or quantum disturbance, the Mothman challenges our understanding of time, probability, and the limits of observation. As long as sightings continue and disasters follow, the question remains unresolved. Is the Mothman a warning or a trigger, a myth shaped by fear, or a phenomenon shaped by physics? Until science can uncover the truth, the creature remains exactly where it has always been, perched between prophecy and reality, watching silently from the edge of disaster.
The universe hides patterns we barely understand. If you want to explore these mysteries with me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.